I'm one of those people where if times get tough, you know how they've been talking about recession indicator, depressions. If times get tough and I have to stricken that budget, which I'm doing right now, food is going to be the first to go. Okay, I look at it as an opportunity to lose some weight, cut some calories. I need my hair done, I need my nails done, I need my makeup. Those are the essentials. The food is not the essential.
Everyone is starting to prepare for the recession. It's always good to be prepared than be surprised that you can't afford many things. So this recession is going to be one of the worst that people are anticipating. What are people preparing for? So people are preparing not only for financials, they're working side gigs to try and earn some extra cash, set aside an emergency fund, but they're also preparing with their education for when the job market eventually comes back to normal. Because once the job market comes back to normal, these people are anticipating that they will begin to have their careers. So definitely stock up on all your canned goods. Make sure you have food, bottled waters, but also make sure you're educating yourself in the meantime. And it's a good free hobby you can do. Very easy to learn new skills online. What are you guys doing to prepare for the recession? Let me know down below and take a look at the rest of these stories.
We're about to go through one of the worst recessions in U.S. history. Here is 3 things you can do to prepare for that. Now, before I give you these 3 things, understand this recession could possibly be worse than the Great Depression. In my previous video, I showed you why and how this is going to happen. So, number 1, you want to have 3 to 6 months of money saved up for your normal monthly bills. Very important, especially with the job losses we're likely to see here pretty soon. Number 2, cut your expenses. I understand with inflation, this can sound difficult, but most of us can find areas that we can cut. Number 3, get a side gig or side hustle. Also, could just add extra hours at work. In this day and age, with the very phone you're holding, many of us can make money on top of our job with easy side gigs you can pick up right online. Do what you can to add as much funds as you possibly can, cut your expenses as much as you can, and make sure you have 3 to 6 months of savings saved up in case job loss happens to come your way. This recession is going to be nothing to play with. It can bring opportunity for some if you are prepared for it.
It is perfectly normal to not want to see luxury content while people are like pulling together to create food pantries so children don't starve. That's normal. Saying I don't want to see somebody furnish their $1 million house or like, I don't know, refill their drink fridge or whatever. Like those things are normal. I don't know why people are acting somehow offended by that, but like audiences' priorities change and that's okay. That does not then mean that you can't make that content. It just may mean if less people are going to watch it and that's okay. Like you don't, just because somebody doesn't like something, that is not then someone condemning you because you're doing that. That just means that it's not for them. Like, I feel like people be jumping to be offended on this app when it's like, I don't know if anybody said you weren't allowed to do that. Nobody told you to stop living your life. Nobody told you had to switch up your content. But it is normal that people are like, actually, with what's going on right now in life, I don't want to see that. That seems fair to me.
Okay. So it seems like the last TikTok did a couple of numbers when we were talking about the baddie recession prep. Now, if I was somebody that was in college or just getting started with investing, 2 things you need to know: high yield savings account. You can get this through Ally Bank. You can get this through Marcus, which is, I believe, through Charles Schwab. Or if you are in college and you got that shitty Discover credit card, just open up a high yield savings account through Discover. This puts a percentage on your money. So essentially it means that your money, you get paid a little bit of money to keep your money in the bank. So your money grows at a percentage. So if you have $1,000 in and you get 3.5%, what the fuck is that? Fucking $35 a year. $35 a year. So you get $35 a year. That's important because it's better than having a 0.1% interest account. This is something that you need as a young lady, as anybody, but I'm just speaking to young ladies, period, because it's important that you be financially literate and not just dependent on your partner being financially literate, because that's kind of dumb. Like, it is your job, too, to make sure that you have something. Okay, to a Roth IRA, This is a retirement account that is tax advantage, meaning that you don't have to work somebody's job to have a Roth IRA. You could start a Roth IRA while you're in high school. Basically, the rules are like this. You can contribute right now up to $7,000 a year. That's $7,000 a year. You need to put that money into investments. The best way to put an investment is I would just do SPLG, JEPQ, VGT, QQQ, whatever. SPLG is just one of the cheapest ways that you can invest into the S&P 500. Most indexes are basically a bundle of companies. So if one company underperforms, it automatically gets bumped down and bumped up with another company to carry their performance of the fund. Versus investing in one company with all your money, the company has shitty returns and you lose all your money. So the main takeaways from this chat: high yield savings account, percentage on your money; Roth IRA, retirement account until you are 65. You can do this while you're in high school. Use Fidelity, use Vanguard. That's it.
People are getting denied from jobs who've never gotten denied from jobs before. Like, I am typically somebody who gets to interviews very quickly and very easily. I have never had this hard of a time getting to interviews. There are people who I know who've been in very senior positions who are getting fired from jobs. Literally, people are getting fired from jobs who've never been fired before. Like, people are out of work who've never been out of work before. Like, it is insane to watch. I've even just seen like so many people be underemployed. And I think one of the things that I've had to remind myself is, number one, these aren't normal conditions. And number two, I just had to literally go back through my accomplishments and be like, you were creating scholarships and giving them out as a student. Like, literally just like reaffirming the fact that I'm good at what I do. I'm talented, I'm hardworking, etc. And just going back through my old accomplishments. I think that's one of the best things that you can do in an environment like this. And also, like, if you are up and you do have money, making sure that you are financially prepared for the recession. Like, one of the things I did when I first got out of college that has already paid me dividends is just coming up with a year-long emergency fund, having $25,000 in cash just in case anything does happen. I get sick, my mother gets sick, those sorts of things. And I just also want to remind people, like, this is not normal at all. Like, I started working in 2020. It was not like this at all. Jobs were abundant. And I also want to remind people, like, it's not that companies don't have money. Every company is making record profits. It's that they're allowed to not care about people anymore. And they're allowed to not want to hire people. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, while some of you are over there buying all the Chinese bags, I'm thinking about a pending recession. So here are all the things that I am doing to prepare my money for a potential recession. Number one is paying off credit card debt. I don't want to be caught slipping and owing them people money if something turns bad. Two, I'm stacking my savings for 6 months at least. 6 months at least. I'm almost at that goal now, so I'm making sure that I hit that goal so they won't catch me slipping. Three, I'm saving a little extra for inflation. So I own a condo and it is notorious for going up in HOA fees because of inflation. So I'm already putting a little bit to the side so it will not catch me off guard. Four, I am tightening up on my eating out. This is where I spend the most money, is on food. And so I have been buying all my groceries and cooking at home. Even if I don't want to eat it, I have been forcing myself to eat it because, baby, I got to save. Five, I am doing a great job at work. I'm showing up on time. I'm turning in my assignments on time. I'm communicating well. I want to be a complete asset at all times at my job. Six, I am buying the dip. If you are not into investing, this is a great time to start putting money towards your 401k or a Roth IRA and buy the dips. Right now, everything is on sale, and so this is the time to do that. And seven, the number of completion, relying on God, okay? Because things come and go, economies go up and down, but the Lord remains the same, okay? So not freaking out, relying on the Lord, and doing what I gotta do to take care of what I can and let him do the rest. What are you doing?
Yeah, so great question. So if you're going to prepare for any type of economic, like, depression or recession or anything like that, like, one of the biggest things in history that we were taught is freeze a lot of food. So buy food. Food is like the most important thing you can stock up on. So making sure you have at least like 2 to 3 months of emergency food. It's kind of like the earthquake kits, just in case. Second thing, make sure your assets are pretty liquid. The worst thing that can happen is like a bank run happens and then you don't have access to any cash. Because in an economic just recession in general, the first ones who are affected are actually not the consumers, but the banks. Because consumers, they're going to go and liquidate and do what they can to move their assets around and sell or whatever. But because the banks are the ones who are lending, if a lot of people go into debt and they default, the banks will collapse. So that's the reason that they were forced to go and bail the banks out during the 2008 financial crisis. But yeah, other than that, from a consumer perspective, get to know your neighbors. Just make sure you're able to liquidate at least an emergency fund for 6 months. Most of these types of situations, you need to be able to be liquid and be able to sustain yourself for a while. I mean, in my world, especially in the tech world, when things like this happen in capital, we call it become default alive. So the goal is to survive. So like I said, just prepare to live within your means as much as possible. Go thrifting if you need any new clothes or anything else new. Learn how to ration and share. That's the biggest stuff. So like I said, really budget for the next like six months, because in any case, if there was something to happen from a macro scale, there would be other countries getting involved to bail out the United States, other bigger banks, etc. And that's just worst case scenario. But that's what I would suggest you prepare is just stock up on food, make sure you have enough liquid cash for your reserves, and then in any case, look around the world to see if there are any well-performing economies, and try to if you do have like your money in stocks, try to diversify into other international companies, ones that have like a global presence. And generally speaking, if anything were to happen, their value would be hedged against other economies that they're involved in. So that would be my main suggestions. It's going to be a time to really rely on your neighbors and your community. So make sure you're helping each other out.
I'll never forget working a job, and one of the guys I was cool with got fired. This is when I worked around a lot of the tech people, and Baskar was his name. We used to always, probably every Friday, go get Indian food. I was like 25, 26, hanging out with a 40-year-old. That's the corporate life, whatever. But this guy had a wife and 2 kids at home, and I remember him getting fired, and I'm just like, man, this guy has a wife and 2 kids at home, and he has no job now. And one of the biggest things that taught me is that you always got to stay ready. That's number one. You need to build up your skills so that, hey, if things do not plan out the way that you think is going to pan out, you need to be able to find something else with the quickness. Definitely if you have bills. But the second thing that it taught me is that you need to have money saved up. So many of us think that our jobs are going to last forever, but they may not. And so you need to have money saved up just in case things hit the ceiling. They're talking about a recession next year. And if a recession happens, are you still going to be working? What is going to happen? That is what that taught me, that you always have to stay ready and you have to have money set to the side.
What happens if the economy hits a wall and your family is unprepared? Let's get real and raw very quickly, because this is not a joke. Our economy right now is going into a rough direction, and I am hoping and praying for that to go up very quickly. But if we don't go up very quickly and we are looking at things like these, just go ahead and do your own quick little research. You need to be prepared. The things I'm going to go over with you on how to be prepared, press 2x if you need to. They're not going to go bad. You're not going to be wasting money because they're things that can sit on your shelf and they don't have expiration dates, or they're things that you can continue to use. Whether you live in a place where there's hurricanes or there's power outages, it doesn't matter. So let's go over these products really quick, and some of the items that we are keeping in my household. I'm going to go through everything that we do in our household. I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible. Hold the screen so that it goes 2x if it is needed. All right, food. We stock up on tons of rice. So I don't even know how many bags we currently have, but we have 1 cup of rice per person in my household. There's 7 of us, for every single meal, enough to hold us over, I think, 50 or 60 days. It won't go to waste. We will use rice. We have a whole bunch of beans. We've got a whole bunch of canned veggies. Anything that I already know my family is gonna eat, I stockpile on it because 1, it's not expiring for a few years, so we're gonna go through it anyways. It will not go to waste. I'm gonna go over we also have water. We have water containers. We have water, huge water jugs, jugs that go outside that collect rainwater for us. But we also have these straws. So you'll see that a couple are missing from my pack. Because we use them. We go to the springs all the time when we go hiking, and we actually use these to drink straight from the spring. We've tested the water that comes out of the other side of this filter. Will clean your water no matter where you're getting it from. So next thing is water. Keep your house secure, especially if you're doing videos like these or you do have a lot of stuff stockpiled. Make sure that you can secure your household, and make sure you have a lot of supplies that go into the securing of your household. And then your Bible. Cover yourself with the blood of Jesus, no matter what day it is, no matter where you're going, no matter what you got going on in your household. Products. You guys have seen my videos on this. I know, but I swear by this in any and every occasion, whether it's a hurricane or a hiking trip. Super high beaming lights. You can charge your phone. It has a compass, which we had to use when we got lost in the Smoky Mountains, by the way. But it's also solar powered, so we actually just hook it up on the backpack and let it charge while we're going. One of the most important things, I promise, other than that, walkie-talkies. So we have 8 walkie-talkies right now. We are programmed to the same channel, but we practice with these all the time with the kids. We can go long distances. My husband will take some, I'll keep the other ones, and we will practice with this. How do you change your channel? How do you turn it on? How do you listen to the emergency radio? We have 2 of these that we have like jailbroken, so that you can do a lot more with it. Look into this. There's videos already on that. I am not going to do one. But walkie-talkies, please, if you have a family, if you have children, walkie-talkie. Next one. So I'm all for always having an emergency radio, which the walkie-talkie also can access the emergency line and you can hear like your local stuff. But this is the emergency radio. But my favorite part is that it's hand powered or solar powered. It's got SOS on it. Plus you can charge your devices and you've got another source of light.